Alright, apparently the webcam exists. Just gonna do some slight tweaks on the color. Because for some reason it likes making me look like a corpse, even more so than I already am. And no, we're not going to be making a pocket VU meter today, but in the future. I just wanted to show it off a bit, but first... Oh, excuse me, Mike. I would like a color comparison. Yeah, that looks better. There we go. We have color! Yay! So, close that. Welcome back after our very brief intermission. Might change the music a bit though. Not sure. Let's try this one. See how that goes. But yeah, anyways, Tim got me. Oh, excuse me. Tim got me this. It's a pocket VU meter. Difficulty is 1 out of 5, apparently. Yeah, and basically what it'll do is it'll, I think, show like how loud I'm talking, basically. So that I don't try it, like I don't speak too loud and hurt myself. But it'll have like little lights, basically, that'll light up. So, yeah, there's a manual inside, all the little bits. And it says, well, you can't see because I can't have it. I'd have to manually zoom it in, but it says, surprise your friends in the disco. 5 red LEDs, incorporated microphone, and adjustable sensitivity. And it's got a little like clip in there too. So, yep. This will be fun to do. Not sure when we're going to do it, but in the near future, we'll probably play with this. I have a couple projects involving soldering that I actually need to get around to doing. I still have, I have a DS, either a DSi, I think it's a DSi. It's a DSi or a DS Lite that I was swapping into a clear case. And I got halfway through the project and stopped, and I haven't returned to it. So I need to finish that. And I also have a, like a dice rolling, like little pocket thing like that. And I also have all of the pieces to basically take the light, the front light out of a Game Boy Advance SP and put that into like just a regular Game Boy Advance. So I still need to do that too. But how's everything looking and sounding now? Is it all good? Well, gotta figure out what we're gonna draw today. Might do something really simple just because we're gonna have a really busy day tomorrow, and I don't want to be up too late tonight. So, let's get the keyboard. Sounds and visuals all good? Okay. Yeah, it came back. Sorry. I had a whole like conversation and stuff. Yeah, I'm looking for a picture. Alright. Well, I was actually just looking up what I was gonna draw. That's what I was doing. So you didn't miss that. No, oh, excuse me. I was showing off this. Tim got me this pocket VU meter. So it's a soldering project that we're gonna do sometime in the future. But it basically just lights up when you make noise or whatever. So if I'm talking too loud, it'll basically light up and tell me, hey, you need to chill out and not stress your throat so much, basically. Yeah. So I was showing that off and I was talking about it a bit. And I was testing just the camera settings and stuff because camera was being a butthead. Probably all I'll need out of there. Let's stick with the orange. What else do I have in here? Maybe just the 00 or the 01. Black one and maybe the yellow felt. Ow, jeez, I'm sorry. Freaking elbowing the mic arm. I would not say I'm less cold, but I have a warmer blanket on today. We switched my blanket, so it's a warmer one now. But, yeah, no, I'm still cold. It might just be that I changed the lighting to make it look warmer. Yep, nope, just touched my nose. My hands are definitely cold. Time for a good old friend. Vocal zone. BZ. But yeah, we switched my blanket, so now I'm warmer. But yeah, no, I said I was gonna do something probably simpler today. Just because it is the end of the night and we're gonna be pretty busy tomorrow. So I don't want to be up all night. Oh, excuse you. Chill out. I already took those pills, so I'm good. It's my 8:30 pills alarm. Oh, I can't even hear my music. Let's fix that. Can you hear the music? That's a question. Is it like ambient? Yeah, it's ambient, but just making sure it's not like interfering with my voice, basically. So I can turn it up a little bit. Alright. Yeah, I think today I'm just going to draw a golden egg. It's something relatively simplistic, but still requires some finesse and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so far we've got the splatter shot, the super goofy small fry, and the squid, and he's just hanging out underneath the pens. But yeah, I think I'll just do like a golden egg today. Something achievable and not get too caught up in thinking that I'm not doing something good enough or something. That I need to do something better. or harder. Yeah, most of the albums I have on the computer right now are pretty like high energy. So I keep trying to pick something that's more relaxed and casual, but I don't really have much of that on the computer right now. What I need to do is find some new musical artists or new albums and get legal permission from them. But for now, I'll just stick with what I've got. Maybe it'll help me fall asleep right before bed. This is actually Wolfgun, but usually I listen to his albums with lyrics. This is an instrumental one, I think. Not sure if it's all instrumental or just some of it. Yep. This is... Currently we are listening to Expanse-7574 out of the album Chronicle. And that's the thing is, like, for me, Wolfgun is pretty... Like, you can tell when you're listening to Wolfgun, but not this album. This one is a sneaky one. Hello, Haggis. I was having some issues with my webcam, so we had to restart the stream, and I lost pretty much all the viewers, I'm assuming. That's not what I want. Trying to look at the screen so that I can see if what I'm drawing is actually like lopsided or oblong. But looks like we're doing okay. Excuse me, tummy gurgles. This is actually kind of morbid, the thing I'm drawing right now. But oh well. It's morbid in the same kind of way that like Breath of the Wild is morbid. Yeah, it's the golden eggs. There's the orange fish eggs, and then the golden eggs. This is one of the golden eggs, and it's literally like a little fish skeleton, little golden fish skeleton embryo. So it's a little bit weird. Yeah, rip. No, Fedbot. No. Tim is. I'm not doing a damn thing. But yeah, Tim is really good at it now. Dang it. I think I might have to just move the ball because I'm drawing this guy in the wrong spot. Maybe if I just fix this. Well, I'm probably still going to have to just move the ball. But yes, Tim is becoming the bed stream setup master. Of course, it would be much easier if I didn't have to do all this setup, but what you gonna do? Mm-hmm. It's like my sister used to really like the Bad Boys intro from Cops. She used to do the very school child-esque version, which was bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when the girls come for you? She thought it was pretty cool. It's gonna be kind of more at a different... Yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't know. Does Cops even still air? I was more of a Chronicles of the Paranormal, Sci Factor, and Rescue 911 kind of girl myself. Yeah, reruns forever. Nobody will ever get bored of that kind of stuff. It was kind of like ahead of its time, really. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move this stinking ball. Dang it, ball. Why? I made you so pretty. And then you did this to me. Yeah, well, that's the point, is literally it's every day now. That's like the stuff that it used to show is the kind of stuff people love now on like YouTube and vloggers and stuff like that. But this was before everybody had cameras on everything. Pretty much, Fedbot, pretty much. This needs to be like more curved. This is how it starts. Just erase all the work I've done. totally not. I'm not. It's not. It's not good. What are you doing? Ugh, everything about this is wrong. I should have just left it the way it was and called it an interpretation and been done with it. This is what happens. It's not matching the picture. That's what's wrong. Eraser poo for everybody. There's only so many more erases I'm gonna do before I just freaking draw it and be done with it. looks right. Not really. Eh. Needs to be more to this side. How's that looking? Bit crooked on here. Getting there. Not quite. If you ask anyone, drawing perfect circles is literally impossible, and one of the most difficult things you could ever do. Usually people just use a tool for that because there's no point trying to draw a perfect circle. I'm just trying to get the general gist of it and then rounding out the spots where it doesn't look circular enough, basically. And eventually I get to something relatively close. But yeah, they make compasses and templates and stuff for a reason. Not sure if it's true or not, but I'm pretty sure when I went to the Leonardo da Vinci exhibit, when it was touring, there was something about him like drawing a perfect circle as a, like somebody asked him if he was a good artist kind of thing, and he drew a circle and they were just like, so what? And he's like, dude, it's a circle. Calculate it. It's perfect. And they were like, what? Yeah, exactly. So doing circles by hand, I don't know if there's a technique to getting better, but it's definitely difficult. Huh. That is weird. Maybe it's because Twitch was being borky earlier. Yeah, borky. like broken, borked. Razor Poo, get out of here. Nobody loves you. It is fun to say. Excuse me. I feel like my throat drinks give me that tummy burp feeling. All right. Could use a brown if I have one. This might work instead. Don't really want to use one of the fountain pens, but might be worth it. Good try. Yeah, it's gonna be way too wet on this very porous paper. I'll try this one. Let me look actually. This one is this one. So it looks pretty brown. It's a reddish brown. Actually, I could use some of these colors to get the kind of color I want. I think it's those. All right. Yeah, the type of paper does make a really big difference. The paper I'm using is probably more suitable for just graphite and charcoal, that kind of stuff. It's got a pretty good tooth to it. Not like huge, but it does definitely have tooth. So it's like textured, but yeah, paper that's made for pens is going to be less absorbent, because when it's absorbent, it goes like that and just the ink spreads out. So same like if you get a book that's made for writing in with fountain pens, it's going to be less absorbent, actually. But not so much that it makes ink pool on the surface. It can get kind of complicated, but yeah, it's generally. But like specifically if you end up going with like Copic markers or anything like that, all of those very expensive artist pens, a lot of them are alcohol based pens instead of like water based or anything like that. So yeah, they require specific paper to work best. Same as like if you have an inkjet printer and a laser printer, they'll work better on certain kinds of paper. Because for example, inkjet, if you print something on inkjet whatever, but with an inkjet printer, the ink will run if you put it outside. So if you have to make like a poster for a missing cat or something, you want to get it printed with a laser printer, because even if it gets rained on, the ink will stay, basically, because it's laser printed, not inkjet, if that makes sense. There's lots of little stuff like that. Yeah, the things you learn from working in an office supply store. Yeah, I've had a number of jobs. That was one of them. And when I was there, I did shipping and receiving in the back. I did furniture. I did inventory. They wanted me to train for manager. I did the print shop. I did the cashiers. I did stocking and customer support. I did basically everything except for like the high-end tech, like the guys that were paid extra bonuses for selling computers. Yeah, and I was paid like $8.50 an hour because, you know, minimum wage. Yes, phone. Time for my 9 o'clock. Sorry, hit it with my elbow again. 9 o'clock pills. Speaking of habit, excuse me, speaking of habits and schedules and such, I'm reasonably certain I drank 2.5 liters, if not 3 liters yesterday. Pretty chuffed about that. And I have been walking every single day since at least the 1st of September. Usually for half an hour or so. Although today I didn't do my extra stretches and stuff that I wanted to do. Elbow pads. Sorry! But the problem is, with the bed setup, we've actually been changing, as part of why we do mic test every day, we change where the microphone and microphone arm are pretty much every day. So it's not like I can just get used to it. So honestly, it's not that, you know, weird that I keep elbowing it, because it's always in a new place. Maybe I'm using it wrong. I'd have to Google the word. I only really know how to use the word from Tim using it. Let's look up this word. Chuffed means very pleased. From the 1950s, dialect chuff meaning plump or pleased. But yeah, basically it just means you're really happy. So, I guess similar to the way the word is. Well, I think it's also can be angry from what I was reading, but I meant it in the happy kind of sense. But when I imagine it like puffed up like a fluffy little bird. That's, to me, that's what chuffed is. Is you're a fluffy little fat bird and you're puffed up. Yeah, phone arms by your bed. Only watch them if I sleep on my right side. You see, lately I've been having a lot of issues with, well, I say lately, for the last 2 or 3 years, I've been having a lot of issues with acid reflux and like heartburn. So I can only sleep on my left side lately, like at all. It's like I cannot handle sleeping on any other side because any other side I get, well, any other side. I only have two sides technically, and then front and back. But if I sleep on my right side, I just basically get like immediate acid. But yeah, what is the one I have? I have it in my kit. I actually made a new kit. Wait, there's a link right here. I made a new kit, which I need to put somewhere. But yeah, it's my Switch streaming and accessories. Does that one have the arm in it? Yeah, try one. Yeah, gooseneck tablet mount stand. It's the same, basically, well, depends on which one you mean, but the one I had my Switch in the picture, that one is like a tablet stand, and it works for Switch, it works for phone, works for tablets, obviously. Yeah, unless you sleep on your head. Well, and that's the thing too. We actually, this bed is actually propped up. The headboard side of the bed is propped up on wooden blocks that are like this big, so that the bed is actually elevated, because that also helps with acid reflux, basically. So it makes it so that it doesn't hurt as much. Yeah. So the bed is elevated, and I sleep on my right or left side, and I have like pills, candy basically I can take. That helps. So yeah. Left side, I'd have to look up like basically the body and how it's made, but it's something to do with literally the way the shape is of like the bed stilts. Oh yeah. I don't know how that works. Is bed stilts something that goes on like all of them, or? But yeah, we've got the front of or the top of the bed propped up so that I sleep on an angle. But yeah, with sleeping on the left, it's basically just the way that like the esophagus and the stomach and stuff all go. It makes it so that basically your body is made in such a way that if you sleep on your left side, it's harder for the acid to go up inside you, sort of. It's like medically, just scientifically how your body works, basically. Like I said, I'd have to like Google it to find out like the how it actually works and what happens inside and stuff like that. But put them on the head of the bed to get a downright angle to my feet. Yeah, that would be what you would need. That would help, I think. Yeah, right? It's not in your body. It's not right in the middle. So if you lay on your side, the way your tummy and all that stuff settles in your like in your organs, the way it settles is such a way that it would have to go uphill basically. And if you're on your right, it makes it easier for the liquid to move around, basically. It's a science thing, I guess. Which is why I'm not a professional at this science stuff. I don't know anything about it, but yeah, something about that. Something about the way your body works. It makes sense, apparently. Oh no. Don't really have the colors I need to do this, but oh well. The same kind of thing, like this paper is getting like wet, like sodden with ink right now. So, not the best paper for it, but oh well. How's it going, AC Wraith, by the way? It's a good one. Classic. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Preaching to the choir. I have like specific I wouldn't say rules, but yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with games like that. Basically, I let myself play it until a point where I feel like I'm the one being basically like abused. If I feel like the game is abusing my interest in playing it to try and get money out of me, then it's like, you know what? I'm done with this game. I'm going to move on to something else. I have no problem like purchasing a game if it's, what I want to play or whatever else, but I have no patience for the things that are just basically implementing things in the game that are annoying and irritating just to try and get money out of me. Or yeah, like basically farming my attention and making me click on like 1,000 ads a day just to progress. Not that it's not a valid business practice, just that I don't have the patience for it, and I think my time is worth more than that. So I try not to, like, I do let myself, if I'm like, "Ugh, I really want to play this game, I'll play it for a while, but then after a while it's like, you know what, I'm gonna move on. You don't respect my time enough." Which, like, seems like a weird thing to say, but yeah, I have to kind of be strict with myself about it instead of just continuing to play something and then feeling like ripped off, you know? It's like, no, I have better things to do. There's lots of games out there. Lots of games I own already. Lots of games that are free. Lots of games that I could play for a while before getting to that hard cap where you have to start paying money to actually enjoy it. So, but yeah, I can totally understand, especially when you get a new phone or a smartphone for the first time, just trying everything out. And it's funny because, well, I kind of showed this off on one of the other streams, but let's see here. Gotta make sure nothing incriminating is showing on here. Clear everything. Excuse me. Dual links. All right. Excuse me. Yeah, so this is my current phone. This is the Samsung Note 2 or 3. Can't remember. I actually got this from Pause. He gave that to me because I had the Samsung Galaxy S2. Oh, no, yeah, this is the Note 3, I think. I had the Samsung Galaxy S2. And he got like an iPhone or whatever to upgrade. So he gave me this one to upgrade my phone. So I have the Note 3. And this is an HTC. Oh, hey, you can see the webcam. Well, thanks, the Rogue Effect, for the host. This is the HTC Wildfire A333? 3333, I think. Maybe there's 4 threes. But yeah, Tim's dad found this in a dumpster, basically. Found it in the tip, as they said. And this phone actually has better audio than this phone. Just period. Doesn't matter. Like, no matter what I do to this phone, no matter what app I install, this phone has garbage audio. Like, it always has a really bad kind of like fuzzing in the headphones. Like, even with like really good headphones, changing headphones, it's literally the phone. This phone has way better audio. But I mean, it's not a dumb phone, but it's not a smartphone either. Like, it is a smartphone technically, I guess, but it's just, yeah, it's much different. So, but yeah, I've been using this one basically for just like texting and calling, and then for music. So I take this when I go on my walks every day. It's got amazing sound, and it just makes all my music sound way better than I've been listening to on this, which is apparently a piece of garbage. But yeah, it's not garbage, but this one obviously has the way bigger screen. It's way nicer to like watch stuff on. So I use this one for at home, for playing games and watching videos like Crunchyroll or YouTube or whatever, and for checking the Splatoon app, make sure I have the freshest clothes. But all garbage. Lately I've had a lot of really bad, well, lately, almost always. They almost always have a lot of really bad main abilities on here. But yeah, so this is just funny that this thing that was found in a dumpster and is sold online for £14 has better audio than this, which still routinely goes for $150 to $300. I don't know about pounds, I've never looked. But yeah, so it's just silly. Yeah, I've been walking outside. Where have you been, Polly? I walk every single day. I've been walking every single day since before the 1st of September. Actually, let me check. You've been in Michigan, why? You know what I mean. Oh, doesn't have today. Well, here's yesterday. Yesterday I did, well, approximately 1.04 miles. Day before I did 1.38 ish, 1.25. This day I forgot my wristband. 1.21, 3.23. This was going to the grocery store. 1.17, 1.06. So yeah, I've been wearing the Fitbit only when I'm on my walk, because if I wear this while I'm typing and stuff, this can set off neuropathic pain and issues with my wrists. But yeah, every single day. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Ugh, I did it again. Every single day since before the 1st of September, I have gone for a walk outside. I've drawn something. And I've had over a liter of water. Some days close to 2.5. Like I said, yesterday I'm pretty sure I had at least 2.5 liters of water. No, it's all outside. Except for like 2 or 3 days when it's been like too gross or whatever else. And then I'll just go up and down the stairs a bunch or something to compensate. But yeah. So now that we've got like the wheelchair for Tim, we just need to get the wheels fixed. And then we can finally take that for a spin. And when we do, I will actually have the strength to probably push him for a little bit. Because otherwise, I wouldn't even have the strength to do that. That's why I'm getting the strength up. Because before I started walking at the beginning of September-ish, there were periods of time where I couldn't even like walk to the bathroom without limping. Like that's how bad and weak I was. Standing was difficult. But even so, yesterday we tried to do some new exercises. Basically just like stretches and stuff, nothing major. But I couldn't even do some of them because they were so painful on some of my joints. So I need to work on a lot more of my upper body strength. Also, specifically, if I'm going to be pushing Tim in a wheelchair, gonna need that upper body strength. Yeah, well, and that's the thing is it wasn't just stretches, but just the stretches I was doing. It's basically I need to work on my core and my arms and stuff like that. So, apparently I'm hyper flexible, which I found out is another one of those things that I found out when I was here and I didn't know wasn't normal. Not like that nobody else has it, but just that it's not the norm, you know? Yeah, start lifting. Yeah, right now, like I said, I just need to work on my core, work on my arms, work on my joints. Uh, just work on everything generally. Hypermobility, that's the one. I'm not double jointed, but I have hypermobility, which apparently is really bad to have when you have joints that get like worn out and stuff. Because, over flexing and stuff every single day, it does a good job on those joints. Yeah, they move a little bit more than they should. So that's the point. The problem is, basically, my body. It's hard to explain because my fingers aren't specifically hypermobile or anything. I mean, they are, but they aren't. But basically, it's like, so if your finger's only supposed to go here, my finger will go here, and my body won't know that it's not supposed to do that. Like, this doesn't hurt, but doing that will hurt my joints eventually. over like my entire life, you know, stuff like that. I don't know. I think there's like a test with like your wrist and your thumb. I don't think I can really get that close. I know people who can get way closer, but it's same like putting my arms behind my back at certain positions and stuff like that, where basically measurements where it's like if you can do this or this. So like for example, almost every day, multiple times a day, when my knees start hurting a certain way, I'll pop them intentionally. Same way people will do with like their hands, they'll like crack and pop. I do it with my knees, but the way I do it is like, say my legs are like this, you know, they're just like flat. To pop my knees, I'll just go like that, and I'll flex them backwards, basically, and it pops them, and it feels good. But over time, it's not going to do good things, because that hypermobility is just putting additional strain on my joints. But my body doesn't know. My body's like, this is fine. Oh, is your face right? Well, why? I haven't done anything weird. I don't know if I want to outline this guy or not. Do some outlining with orange, maybe. Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's not like... It's literally like with my fingers. It's not like I'm just... You know, it's not like my legs are like... And, you know, they go completely backwards. It's literally just like that. It's like if this was my knee and I need to pop it, I'll go like this and like go... And just kind of stretch it. It feels really good. But, yeah, it's not really great. I don't know. Must have been Zelda. I know some of the really old ones are from... Dang it, whatever that car game was. APB. APB. A lot of the old ones with Nakomi are from APB, I think. Oh, it's just one of those things. If you think too much about video games, even ones you like, or I should say I like, if you think too much about it, it's like, actually, that's a terrible thing I'm doing in this game. Yeah. APB was a lot of fun at the time. But it's one of those things that people could only really take in small doses. Apparently it was like kind of a bit of a addiction for some of them before, so they couldn't really do it for much. And then it was similar to Mario Kart, where it's like, I love this game but I hate it. Or speedrunners, I love this game but I hate it. Those were good times. Speedrunners I do have on the channel, but I don't think I ever actually recorded any APB because my computer at home couldn't handle it. Oh man, good times. I think it's interesting how I've got 4 completely different styles so far. Like, I'm definitely using my tools in different ways and learning how I'm doing it. Hiccup. Oh, speedrunners. Which one was it? Or do you remember? And who did you come from? Also, these grapes are weird. They're finger grapes. They literally look like little fingers. They have little joint Yeah, pause the video and co would have been right at the beginning. What the heck? Look at my little finger grapes. Are they weird? They just say they're regular grapes when they send them, and it's like, no, they're fingers. It's super weird. Weird grapes. Weird grapes. This is not normal. Pause's perspective. Was that the one where he laughed so hard he knocked his green screen over? Because that was one of the first ones, I think. Because the first time I played with them was first time I played with them was Life in the Woods, that never got released. I still have that footage somewhere. I don't even know what this is on my finger. I know what this is. This is because of the way I hold my pen. Or pencil. I hold it like this. Can you write like this? Because this is how I write, and it does not look normal or comfortable. Just remember seeing your name and not recognizing it. Well, why did you, like, I'm curious, like, why did you go to the channel or whatever then? She'd be like, what the heck? Yeah, uptime doesn't really work because we had to reset it. Yeah, mine. Like, what made you go, I'm gonna check this person out? Who is this person? She's not a mindcracker. Yeah, I was just being shy. But yeah. No, the first time was I played Life in the Woods with them with Rob when we were doing that like server that never existed. And then I started watching Ko's stream a day, and he was already like 2 or 3 months in at that time. Um, but I didn't know he was a daily streamer, and I didn't know he was like this person that everybody else started making Minecraft Let's Plays because of. Like I didn't know who he was at all. So I looked him up and I was like, oh, he does like daily streams. So I started hanging out in his chat. And then one time they did Robot Roller Derby Disco Dodgeball. And they said like anyone in the chat who had the game could join. And I had the game because obviously indie games, I have like all of them and know most of the developers. So I ended up basically joining that stream, but I didn't join the call, obviously. I just joined, like, they had, like, an open game, and I just joined the game. And they recognized my name. They were like, oh, Phedran's here. And so, like, they talked about me, but I didn't talk with them. And then the next night, like, literally the next day, they decided to do that GoldenEye Gmod thing. And same thing at the time. They were like, anybody who has it installed, like, and they said beforehand, they're like, it takes a while to install. So if anyone installs this, we're going to play this tonight and you can join us. So I installed it. But since I'd played with them the night before, like, I was like, I don't, I don't want to seem like I'm just trying to be like an attention whore. I'm not going to join right away, at least. I'll wait till other people have joined. And they were playing and nobody joined. So it was just the three of them. So I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna join in. So, and basically at around the same time, like a video, I think he's like, oh, we totally didn't think of it yesterday, but you should just join the call. And it's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, they're like, yeah, you should join the call. And so I think he talked me through it. and I joined the call, and we played the Gmod GoldenEye, and I have that on the channel too, I think. But yeah, that was like the first real time we kind of like all played together. Yes, exactly. So, well, I didn't teach them, like, I taught them between, like, because basically we played the GoldenEye, and I think it was at the very end of that session, in like Co finished his stream and all that, and because they were talking about Blumpkins during that, I think, and I made some like real innuendos, but I didn't say anything like blatant, I don't think. And then yeah, like right afterwards, I was too embarrassed to say it on stream, but they were talking about Blumpkins, so I was like, I have a word that you won't know, and it's really terrible, but it's not, and it doesn't sound like it's terrible, but it is, and you're gonna cringe. And they're like, what? So I told them all about sounding, and of course, Avidia especially was like, why did you say that? It was hilarious. But yeah, and then after that, I ended up like joining for speedrunners and a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, that's kind of how it all started. Sorry, the rogue effect. I mean, they were talking about Blumpkins. I had to one up them, so I told them about sounding, and they were just all like, "Oh my god, why is that a thing? Why is that a word?" And then Co ended up on the Mindcrack podcast like a week or something later, and he mentioned it, and it was really funny because he was in the call, a video was in the call, Pause was in the call, and like Good was in the call, and Good was like, what are you talking about? What is sounding? Like, I don't understand. What is that? And Co was just like dying, and Pause is like, no. Let me send you a link. Like, we'll explain it. And yeah, like, so that whole conversation started because when I played with them that night and I taught them what it was. So it was really funny because I hear the podcast and I'm like, that's me. I taught Co that word. It was hilarious. But yeah, and then I ended up on the podcast like a week or two or something, not long after that. But yeah, it was just really funny. And even that, like, that's freaking like 3 years ago or something. I met Paz and Good and Kurt and Seth and Jay Sano at PAX 2013, PAX Prime 2013. Yeah, and so that's the thing. So even then, like, I met Jay Sano at PAX Prime 2013, and we got to talking and stuff. And then he started playing Spelunky, and I commented basically like throwing the gauntlet down. I was like, because he wanted people to play against or whatever, and I was like, I'll add you, and we can do dailies versus each other. And then that escalated, and we ended up doing like a CTM map together and stuff. So, and it just kind of snowballed from there. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, it, to me, it blows my mind because I think back and I'm like, literally, even just like, it's like this was Paz's phone. This lived in Paz's back pocket for like what? This is mine now, but like things like that. Like, I've held his baby. Like, to think that it's like there's a picture of the on the internet of when I met them, and now it's like just a completely different thing. But that's how it goes. Yeah, I wish I could spend more time with them all. But time zones are what they are and all that. Man, freaking gosh. Co's 24-hour stream too, like after the first year? I think it was after the first year. And he had all this stuff planned, and everybody bailed in the middle of the night because I was with him, and I was the only person that stayed awake and was in the stream for all of it but one. There was one portion I wasn't in, but the entire stream I was just there and awake and basically like cheering him on. Yeah. Yeah, it's getting to that time. Do need to cut it at some point soon. That's why I did something simple, because I was like, I'll make sure that I finish, and I may have some wiggle room, but like I'm not cutting it last second, and I'm not going to bed at like 1 a.m. today, so. Dark winter days, yeah, that sounds about right. It is getting to that time of year. I do have to be careful. But that's part of like the water and the walking and stuff like that. Like I really like this is the time of year where I need that. I need the way that it affects the body and stuff like that. I need that help against like the sunlight deficiency and stuff. Is that a little Christmas tree? It looks like a little like ASCII icon. I used to really love fall, but now I don't know how I feel about it anymore because it makes me think of childhood stuff. I don't know if I've ever really liked winter, but it's not bad. Nowadays, though, yeah, it's got a lot more connotation, negative connotation. Trying to make new memories, though, you know? Trying to have stuff to be happy about instead of just depressed. Yeah, exactly. Snow can be pretty, depending on where you live. Wait, was it you that lived in Alberta? Because I know in Alberta they've already had snow. Yeah, you live in Alberta. Because, yeah, you kind of have to like snow at least a little bit to live anywhere in Alberta, at least, from what I understand. I know in Edmonton, I think it can snow as late as May and as early as August. Yeah, driving in snow, ugh. I'm not a fan. The one time I was in a really bad car accident, well, car crash, not accident, I guess. No, not a crash? How do you explain? The one without another car involved. Guess car accident. Yeah, that was because of snow and ice, and that was in Alberta. Yeah. No, I watched a vlogger, and I think she's in Calgary right now or something. She's usually in Vancouver, but she's having her wedding in Alberta, and she arrived, and it immediately snowed. It was like, whoops, sucks to be you. Yeah, for sure. I don't know if I could live in Alberta, honestly. Like, again, I've done it. I'm over it. And that's the thing, too, is like where I lived, it got to like minus 40 all the time. It wasn't so bad on the joints, though, gotta say. You wouldn't call it a prang? Is prang a smaller thing? What time do you want me to cut it? 5 minutes? 15 minutes?
I was aiming for 9:30, but...
Oh, you didn't say that.
Oh, my brain thought I did.
No.
I thought I said it in chat. But,
No, you said watch the time and careful of voice and time.
mm-hmm.
But that is why I picked the...
Yeah.
Alright. I'm going to start heading for bed then. Because I'm going to be too hyped on the stream energy, and I need to balance that out and start getting towards the sleepy times. And praying is no injuries, yeah. Oh no, sorry, Brad. Sorry, Brad. I drew a fish egg thing. Well, uptime's wrong because I had to restart the stream, and I streamed before that too. So I streamed for like 4 or 5 hours today. I don't know how much actually. It's not supposed to be adorable. It's the thing that we capture for Grizz and hand him, and I don't know what he does with them. He might eat them. I'm not sure. But this is the golden egg from Salmon Run. So, yeah. Not sure if I'll get to stream in the next day or so, but hopefully hopefully I will. At least this weekend, for sure. I want to make sure I do, or at least try. But tomorrow is the actual launch of Stardew Valley, and it's the launch of Axiom Verge, which I already have. And I'm in the credits of that game, so I should try and beat it. I've never actually played it. Don't know if I'm still in the credits on the Switch version, but I was in the credits, at least on the PC version. And then there's a Splatfest on Saturday, Sunday, and it is toilet paper roll on the front or on the back. So if you have any heated thoughts about that, you can get passionate and cheer for your team. Credits hype! Yeah, I'm in the credits of at least 3 games, and I've only gotten to the credits on one of them. One of the other ones is actually coming out on Switch as well, though, Crypt of the Necrodancer, and I've already talked to Ryan, and I will be getting a key for that game, probably. He's not entirely sure how the keys work and such, but if all goes well, I'll have a key of that game coming too, so I'll get to play more Crypt of the Necrodancer, and maybe I'll actually make it to the credits. Rogue Legacy, yep. That's the one I've actually made it to the end credits of. And that's the first game, well, that's when I really started getting into, like, the PR and marketing and indie side of things. But yeah, I'm in the credits of Rogue Legacy. That was 2013 when I got my name in the credits of that game. My name was in the credits of that game before I met Paz and Good and Kurt and Jay Sano and Seth. Aw, that's a bummer. Yeah, I'm really excited that it's going to be on Switch because I only play Switch right now, and I want to get to play some of these games that I didn't get to play too much of. And they're just really good and nice to have on mobile. Yeah, Crypt of the Necrodancer. And there's like an entire expansion that I haven't played yet. So there's a lot. Let me briefly, before we end off, let me briefly look at my wish list here. This isn't even the complete one. Oh yeah, this is not the right one, because I have edited this on the laptop. But dang. Yeah, Flame in the Flood is coming still. Darkest Dungeon just got announced. So I talked to Tyler Sigmund about that. He hasn't got back to me, but I'll probably be able to finagle a key out of him. So I'll actually get to play that game because I haven't actually played it yet. That's part of the thing about like just the way my voice is and the way my channel's been like over the last couple of years. There's lots of games I really wanted to play but never really found a, you know, like a way or a reason to play them. And since I always tried to play games blind, it means I just didn't play a lot of games. Oh yeah, Owlboy is coming to Switch. I still haven't played that yet. Hollow Knight, I'm going to be getting that key as well. Duck Game, I want to play that with the boys. That would be fun. I hope Ultimate Chicken Horse has online, because that would be fun to do multiplayer too. I haven't actually played it. I've only seen it at a convention. But Kentucky Route Zero, I might try and get that, and then I can just start from scratch and replay it. There's so many games, basically. The Shovel Knight Treasure Trove and the King of Cards DLC, I might get that. So many good games. So good. Rocket League. I might actually play Rocket League when it comes out on Switch. I don't know. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, this is just like, I'm not even listing. I have like 50 plus freaking games in this wish list of Switch games, and most of them I own on PC already, which is why I'm like, hey, can I get a key so I can stream it? Thanks. Yeah, Rocket League. Battle Chef. Oh, Battle Chef looks really cool. I hope it's as cool as it looks. So many good games. Super Meat Boy Forever looks really good. I mean, it's freaking Skyrim. With the games I've played so far, I'm pretty confident that Skyrim is actually going to be good on Switch. So, bug P. Yeah, I do have to actually practice and install PUBG. My only concern with that is just because of the situation I'd have to play in. It would put my body under additional strain. Because at least with Switch, I can be in a comfortable position. But with a PC game, I need to be playing with a keyboard and mouse. So it adds that additional layer of uh, distress and strain. Battle Unknown's ground player. Yeah, I don't know. I freaking love. Basically, like to me, basically the Switch is the Vita that never existed. Like, if the Vita had actually been popular, that's the Switch. Because this is basically what the Vita was for me. Like, I know it's got obviously like completely different specs and hardware and all that stuff, and there's different things that appeal about it and Nintendo IPs and all that. But for the indie like mobile thing that it is, that's basically what Vita was for me. It was indie games mobile plus Miku. That was basically what it was to me. So it's picking up where the Vita left off, and I'm glad it is because the Vita dying was making me really sad. Yeah, right. Project Diva. That's one of the main things I wish was on the Switch was like Future Tone. I don't want to have a PS4 to play Future Tone. I want to play Future Tone, but I can't. Don't cry, Haggis. I'm gonna play PUBG. I'm just scared. That's all. I have to be very cautious. I'm not doing a very good job of stopping the stream, am I? I'm gonna do it. I just got distracted by being excited about Switch. Oh, last time I showed you guys my Pro controller. That's my Splatoon Pro controller. It's got like different brands and stuff on there, and it's got the pink and the green. Oh, and you can kind of, I don't know if you can see on this. You can't really tell, but can I, if I do this angle? Nope. This angle? Yeah, this angle you can kind of tell. This, like this is all textured. This is all textured. This is all textured. This one has like no texture left. This is the trigger button for Splatoon, and it's like smooth. Super smooth. It's because I play way too much Splatoon 2, I should say. But these are the Joy-Cons, actually. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the Joy-Cons kind of up close. And I have the whatchamacallit? What was it called? I don't remember. There was the gray and this one. Yeah, these are the Joy-Cons. They're tiny. I don't have the like slip-on things because I always just chuck this directly onto the Switch when charging because I don't have anything else to charge these with. The only way I can charge these currently is by sticking them on the Switch, so I never put the wrist straps on. Yeah, I know that feeling. Chuck this across the... Why would I chuck this? What are we chucking? No chucking. Neon. That's what it was called. Neon. Neon Switch. Also, interesting fact, these Neon Joy-Cons that you can only get with the Neon Switch, if you purchase the separate Neon Joy-Cons that you can get, they're actually reversed. So the Neon Joy-Cons you can purchase, the blue one is the right one, and the orange red one is the left one. So if you purchase the ones separately, it's actually the opposite of the Joy-Con normally, which means if you have the neon Joy-Cons and you purchase the alternate like separate package, you can have a set of blue and a set of the like the orange. But if you purchase these and just put it on your Switch and be like, yeah, I have a neon one, it's like, no, you actually have the opposite of a neon one because the colors are inverted. Just, for weird stuff. I'm not gonna chuck it across the room. I was just looking at your controller. I call this Tim's controller because I try to only use one controller because I know I use it a lot. It gets a lot of use. This is Tim's controller and my controller. So we can play Splatoon and Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time. So actually, here, this is a good example. So I don't know if you can tell the difference there, but this is the normal one. This is textured. This one, not so much. This is smooth. So, like, same angle, same lighting, same button. But that one is way smoother. Yeah. Yeah, inverse neon. No N. It does. I don't know how many hours I have in it. I haven't looked. The last time I looked, I had like 240. But at least some of those hours are just setting up for streams and stuff. Oh, and since there are a couple more people here, I'm just going to show this off, and then I'm going to end the stream. Tim got this for me. Pocket VU meter. And we're going to do this together at some point, probably on a stream. It's going to involve some soldering. It's basically so that when I'm talking on stream, I can tell if I'm talking too loudly and hurting my throat. It's got little lights that light up. And like, they what's the word? React. They react to sound. So, yeah. Little pocket VU meter. That'll be a fun little project for us to do. Yeah, I have a Raspberry Pi, the mini one. I'm feeling really dumb right now, and I can't remember. But I have the little tiny one, and I have the third one, and I have. Oh, Tim has brought me some Raspberry Pi stuff. Yeah. So I have these, but I haven't even installed anything on them or done anything to them. And then this one just looks so cool. It's so tiny. I also have another one of these kits to do like a dice roller, so I could do like a randomizer, basically. And I have a either a DSi or a DS Lite that I was disassembling and recasing in a clear case. I need to do that still. It's not done. And I have the parts basically to disassemble a Game Boy Advance SP that's like dead basically, and use the front light screen thing on a Game Boy Color or a Game Boy Advance and basically have a front lit screen on those. I still need to do that. Zero. Yeah, that's right. Zero. But yeah, I have many well, those are just the electronics projects. I have sewing projects. I have projects with leather. I have recording projects, streaming projects. I have a project that involves art. Well, I have multiple projects that involve art. Just need the strength and energy and time and all that, which I don't have so much of. But yeah, I'm going to end the stream now. I've gone on for too long. But thank you all for hanging out and showing up and supporting and all that stuff. and not sure when I'll be streaming next, but I hope to see you soon. Get out of here, Eraser Poo. You're on the wrong side. Alright. Night night.